everybody. I just finished my live stream. My hubby, I think, finished his project. He's getting ready to shower. Then we're going to go see the horses. But I wanted to bring you this summary. And guys, there was so much intel that Sandman gave me. I'm going to do that first, of course, and then finish off with the rest. So buckle your seatbelt. This is your daily summary. And if there's a lot more news, I will come again in the afternoon and do another one because I'm that interested in keeping you updated on what's going on. So it started at 7:28 this morning. Sandman 2 is sending me this information. Oil prices to end the year 10% lower as demand concerns snap winning streak. Okay, so there's a lot going on. Just Iraq is winning on all cylinders. Wait till you hear this. It says over 1,000 companies from 21 countries are participating in Baghdad's international fair, says the Trade Ministry. And that's happening in January, the 10th through the 19th. I'm giving you the summary. If you want more details, you can always, I'll put my link to my live stream this morning. I went into a lot of detail, read the articles. So it's like 20 minutes over there. So I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to give you the highlights. And if you want more, you can click on my live stream link below. Does that make sense? And then the timestamps I can put below. I haven't done it yet, but I will. And then now the rest of the story. The CBI, Iraqi banking sector, is committed to international compliance rules. The Central Bank of Iraq, the Iraqi banking sectors, has committed to international compliance. Guys, they've done a lot in their banking sector to cut off bad things, turn on the good, so that they will be in good stead with everybody so their currency can be revalued. That's exactly how they're playing it, and I think I am very impressed with the way they've been handling this. I'm just saying. So the governor of the central bank, Ali Al-Alaq, confirmed today, Friday, the continuation of financing foreign trade in several foreign currencies in addition to the dollar. While he indicated that the banking sector's application of compliance rules strengthens Iraq's financial position globally, he pointed out that there is an international welcome from the Ministry of Finance, the U.S. State Department, and the International Monetary Fund, including the measures implemented by the bank that strengthen the banking sector's compliance to these rules. The central bank followed a plan that included mobilizing all requests for the dollar within the proper and fundamental channels while attracting all merchants, importers, and those in need of external transfers within these frameworks and channels. So he added, the more the size of these channels and the number of participants expand in them, the more it affects two things positively. Listen to this. The first is the exchange rate and its stability. And the second is providing the correct compliance rules, which strengthens the reputation of the country and the banking sector externally and strengthens Iraq's position globally. This matter is currently being done with an exceptional and great effort, as for the first time it is witnessing Iraq is reorganizing the external transfer process through correspondent banks instead of the central bank or the federal bank being the executive interface for this process. Evidently, that's probably what they agreed to do to make everybody happy. They cut off this one federal bank and they're going from their banks direct to the central bank, much like the Fed now in the U.S. If you want to know more about that, you'll want to be a Miracle Manifestation member on my channel, because there's going to be a Zoom tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You won't want to miss. And only Miracle Manifestation members can be a part of that Zoom. He continued, in fact, this process is not the best practice in the world. Rather, it is better for all transfers to be through a relationship between the local Iraqi bank and the external correspondent bank. And the central bank carries out the process of monitoring, supervising, and enhancing foreign currency balances abroad to cover these needs. He said this matter was achieved by introducing a series of currencies into foreign trade, including the Chinese yuan, the Indian rupee, the euro, the Turkish lira, and the Emirati dirham, in addition to the dollar. Wherever there is a need that depends on the weight of trade between us and the country with which there is a trade activity, we will use those currencies. He pointed out that the U.S. Department of the Treasury and the Federal Bank very much welcomed the central bank steps related to the use of correspondent banking channels and also the application of compliance procedures and rules followed by the central bank. This also appeared in the recent International Monetary Fund report, which praised the central bank's efforts within the framework of the building sector's compliance with anti-corruption rules, money laundering, and terrorist financing. Boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom. Also, I wanted to add, I thought they mentioned JP Morgan in here. Maybe it wasn't this article. Okay. Yep, maybe it wasn't. But JP Morgan is also there helping Iraq, which Anyways, I don't know. Just think it's funny. And the other news that's big is Iraq is going to import 3.8 million tons of wheat from the U.S. ambassador. So they're starting to work with the American farmer now. They're importing our wheat. And then he also gave a detailed summary of a rundown of accomplishments in Iraq during the final year, during this 2023 year. So I went through it in detail again on my live, so you can go over there and check that. Just make sure to look for the timestamps that I haven't put in, but I will probably by the time this loads. My timestamps will be up. So look for the timestamps if you just want to zero in on the details associated with this. So that's 5 minutes. That's Mr. Sandman. There was some great economic milestones that Iraq reached, and I went through that summary in detail. So thank you, Sandman, for all you're doing. And we are, in fact, praying for both of you. Sandman 1, who is out in harm's way right now. So here's the other stuff that I didn't get to on my live. So you can get that here. And I'm pulling it up now. Here we go. So I am so thankful that Sandman is a unique intel source in this space. I hope you will subscribe and tap the bell to hear more of his information. And I also go live every morning for coffee and conversation. So if you want to be a part of that, you'll be notified once you subscribe and tap the bell. So this was today, Mark Z. Well, there is plenty of expectation for this weekend. Things are highly possible by the 1st. Amen. Walking stick. The black market rate versus the official rate is off by 10%, by only 10%. They have made great strides with the monetary reform. It has been accomplished. It is done. It is in position to be freed up. I think a lot of the details I gave on my live this morning also, support that. And then let's see. I'm going to skip over that. You might know. Comment down below if you know who I'm skipping over. Frank26, financial expert on TV, saying there will be changes to the value of the Iraqi dinar after the new year. Frank, the Central Bank of Iraq, without any fear, without pulling any punches back, they flat out are telling you the beginning of the next year, your currency will have value added to it. Frank said, of course, because you won't be able to use any other currency in your country. Therefore, the sanction punish program, use toilet paper rate of your 3-0 notes is going away. You are about to be a powerful linchpin in the financial theater of this world. Iraq is about to change as quickly as darkness turns to light. Get ready. You are about to walk with elegance and grace once again. I am so excited, guys. If you are, comment down below. We should all be excited. This is not like a roller coaster excited. I talked about that in my live this morning. If you want to get off the roller coaster and you want to just look at the big picture and so you can see all the ups and downs we've had, you'll get on that live stream. It gives you what's much needed perspective in this space. So I hope you will look at that live stream, and I'll put the link below. Mark Z also said, I asked him if this is PDK, 2 posts. Hold on. It says bank story. I love bank stories. Thank you, Mark. It says, I am going to leave out the name of the bank so they do not get harassed. Exactly. Thank you. Do not call the bank unless you have good strategies to do that. Do not harass them. They have enough people, doing a lot of things. It said, I went to my nearest bank in California on Monday, 12/18, to talk about the possibility of opening an account with them. I told the account rep that I had a lot of foreign currency and have been reading that blank bank was one of the banks doing deals in Iraq, and we were going to be one of the participating banks when the RV revaluation happened. I asked if that was accurate. The account rep lowered his voice a bit, smiled at me, and said, yes, they're going to be one of the participating banks when it happens, but I would need to have an account. I would need to have an account in order to redeem. That's what they're saying. So I asked him if I opened an account today, would it help with the process, and would this branch be where I would be exchanging? He said yes and no. Yes, I could bring in my currencies here, but they would have to send them to a branch in a different city to verify the currencies are legitimate. Hence why you need my strategies. I'm just saying, if you have my strategies, you'd understand this. I asked if I could just drive to that branch and redeem it myself there, and he said absolutely, and that way you do not have to let your currency out of your sight. Ta-da! Step 1, ninja, anybody? So what I call a redeeming bank or a redemption center are locations like the one that are set up to verify and exchange it right there in front of you with well-trained personnel. Redemption centers are banking facilities specifically set up with especially well-trained to transfer your currency in front of you. You do not have to let it out of your sight. Possibly that is the case. That's what they want you to see. That's all I can say about that. So Bruce said, we had screen rates at the banks. We didn't get the rates at the redemption centers, but we did get the rates at the bank and all of those currencies that are going up in value. Most of them are in a very nice range. 4 and 7 is where they're going to settle in at. Now the dinar is much higher, and even on the bank screens, it is much higher than the dong and maybe even higher. So hang on to your hats, folks. This is just what's happening. And remember, that looks totally different than what you just heard of the bank story. So get on my Zoom tomorrow at 11, and I'll explain it all in more detail for Miracle Manifestation members on my Zoom. This is walking stick. Remember, Iraq is still under the umbrella of the IMF. They may not be under sanctions, but they are under the umbrella protection of the IMF. These were the meetings that were taking place in New York, then Dubai, and then in Baghdad. Remember the two things the IMF said. The Iraqi dinar is adding value, and they are very, very undervalued with their exchange rate. Militiaman, Iraq is not going to be at a punished rate. They're going to have a real effective exchange rate coming in the future. That's what our expectations are, and that's what the citizens of Iraq expectations. Mark Z, there seems to be a lot of fear about redemption centers. What I refer to as redemption centers are participating bank. You can call them what you want. These are banking properties with banking personnel trying to handle verify on site. Yep. But how do you verify that if there's over 7,000 of them? Get on my Zoom in the morning. I'm just saying. At a minimum, become a Miracle Manifestation member. I'll put the cheapest link down below. Get on my Zoom and hear what I have to say. Amen? Amen. And there's a lot of other 15 hours of loaded content where I share what I believe based on my experience. Angel 1. Question, do you believe in redemption centers? I have not been able to confirm that redemption centers exist, but just because I haven't been able to confirm it doesn't mean they don't exist. That's Nader. Nader from the Middle East said, I don't believe in redemption centers. I don't believe in that. I believe in banks and exchange offices. I don't believe in redemption centers. That's... Oh, guys, it's just getting hot in the kitchen. Newshound, Sandy Ingram, why are we seeing reports of a meeting with the IMF in Jordan and a meeting with the Department of Treasury and the U.S. Federal Reserve in Dubai? The meeting with the IMF had to do with the IMF staff team helping the Iraqi authorities reform the banking system. This meeting, more than any other, tells us that Iraq may be preparing to join the global financial network, aka Forex market. Here's the bottom line. Iraq has never really been on the Forex market. These reports implying Iraq is headed in that direction of international currency inclusion while using its own currency for transactions within that country beginning January 1st, 2024. And somebody asked what Mark's gut was. He goes, my gut feels it will be at the bridge of 2023 to the 1st of January. Frank 26, the television is talking about how Iraq and a basket of currencies will help to reduce the dollar rate. They are already talking about the yuan and the rupee. The government is saying we aspire to end the parallel market dollar in the coming days. Guys, it's all happening now. Comment down below if you like this summary. If you feel like you're behind, just watch a bunch of my summaries. I summarize everybody. You'll get it quicker than listening to everybody's individual summary. Right? Amen. God bless. I hope you will join, subscribe, and tap the bell so you can hear Sandman every morning. Amen. God bless. Bye.